The following video is the opinion of the Missing Truth. Further information has been researched or has been provided by those in connection to this case. News articles and or information that is given or stated by law enforcement, family members, and per social media. Any person or persons is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Not everything is as it seems. Reality is an illusion. Nothing is real. Life is but a dream. How a parent deals with the death of their child is inconceivable to most, but not to be able to bury your child and not knowing exactly what happened to them or where they are, dead or alive, lost or abducted, has to be the most excruciating pain possible. You wake up to the reality of a horrible nightmare daily that your child is missing over and over again. Some parents ask why. Why is this happening? In the springtime, people start gathering around water. Then the reports of drownings begins. It's hard enough trying to accept your child has drowned, but then when law enforcement nor search and rescue can produce the child's body, it leaves lots of room for doubt. Doubt that they tried hard enough, or doubt if your child died at all.
Tonight, we are looking into the cold abyss through the eyes of strangers. November 9th, 1991, William Majeski, an 8-year-old boy, left his home to go fishing in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, around 4:00 p.m., according to his mother, Alice. Witnesses said they saw William shortly afterwards walking to Charters Creek near the Ohio River with his fishing gear. His equipment was found later along the banks of the creek, only a block away from his home, at a spot where he and his brothers would go often. The tackle box was found approximately 100 yards from a homeless person's camp. William's gear was undisturbed, and there were no signs of a struggle at the scene. William was not reported missing until 10:30 that evening because his mother was playing bingo and did not realize her son had vanished until several hours after he was last seen. They did a preliminary search of the creek area, but were unable to find anything in the darkness. Bloodhounds were brought in, and they were able to pick up William's scent along the creek bank and in the water. The dogs were able to track the scent for about 200 yards downstream from where William's fishing gear had been found. Police feared that William had fallen into the water and drowned. The following morning, more than 100 people gathered to search for William. Police officers and volunteer firefighters scoured the area along the banks of the creek, and divers searched the cold water for any sign of him. After using search equipment and search dogs to search for William, he was not found. Searchers did find what appeared to be blood on a rock near William's fishing gear. A technician from the county crime lab was sent to the scene to run some tests, but they determined that the stain was not human. William's mother later agreed to take a polygraph test, but moved her family away from the area before the exam could be conducted. Authorities have stated that his mother was uncooperative during their initial investigation into her son's case. Her whereabouts are currently unknown. She is not listed as a suspect in William's disappearance. This year will be 20 years since William disappeared from his favorite fishing spot on Charters Creek, and there isn't any more answers to his disappearance than there was on that autumn day in 1991. Who's to blame for his disappearance? Who allows an 8-year-old to go fishing by himself without no supervision? Did he drown, or was he abducted? Some people would say, don't blame the parents, but I disagree. If you don't know where your 8-year-old child is fishing at, or if he's even made it back, he's fishing alone, all blame falls on you. If you have any information about William, please contact the McKees Rocks Police Department at 412-331-2300. Little Brenton Scott Ackerman was only 4 years old the day he vanished on a mid-spring Sunday in May of 2005 in Orange City, Iowa, while he and his family was on a fishing trip. There were 3 adults and 4 other children present the day he disappeared. They were all standing near a small cement bridge that was built over Willow Creek when they took their sights off from him for less than a minute at 3 or 4 p.m. that day. But within that minute, he simply disappeared. After being reported missing, divers, volunteers, and search dogs scoured the creek, but could not find him. They followed the creek for 17 miles to the Floyd River in Le Mars, Iowa. Then they searched the Floyd River down to the Missouri River. Searchers even tore up the concrete bridge that he was last seen on in the days after he went missing. Volunteers dug up the creek bed with heavy equipment, mesh fencing that was strung across the creek yield, and found nothing. He is believed to have fallen into the creek and drowned, but an extensive search of the water turned up no sign of him or his remains, not a piece of ripped shirt or anything. His case remains unsolved. The family members that was at the creek that day was given polygraph examination, and they all passed without any complications. No one at the creek is suspected of harming Britton. On May 27th, only 5 days after his disappearance, the family held a memorial service for Britton, assuming he drowned in Willow Creek. Just days before, even though there was no proof of a drowning, but yet no proof of anything else that may have caused his disappearance. Poof, and he was gone. Even the most unbelievable situations happen. They can't be explained. All we can do is trust in the investigators and everyone passing a polygraph test. If anyone has any information, please contact the Sioux County Sheriff's Office at 712-737-3307 or 712-737-2280. Then sometimes there isn't a harsh enough punishment for a person that has no business being a parent nor having guardianship. Miracle Crook, 3 years old, and her 2-year-old brother Tony Crook disappeared on May 22, 2020. The surveillance footage recovered from the Shoreline Apartments where the children lived led police to believe the 2 were swept away in the Mingo Creek, which flows into the Vergris River and ultimately the Arkansas River. Surveillance video showed the children unsupervised playing around the Mingo Creek near their apartment complex. The police chief stated it appeared the children walked through an open section of the chain-link fence along Mingo Creek and down steps carved into the cement embankment. The children were last seen holding hands and walking toward a rain-swollen creek that flows into the Arkansas River. Miracle's little body was found in the river 4 days after her disappearance, and little Tony's body was found in the creek the next day. The mother, Denisha Willis, was last seen with the children Friday morning at a convenience store. She, who did not have legal custody of either child, allegedly broke into the apartment where they were at on May 21st and assaulted their caretaker. On the morning of their disappearance, the caretaker left the residence mid-morning, leaving the children with their mother. He and their legal guardian returned that night to find Willis passed out. That's their mom. She was intoxicated on the couch, the report states. Denisha Renee Willis, 24 years old, was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, as she should be. Even though the mother was charged in this case and their bodies were recovered, my question is, how many people at that apartment complex seen these babies walking around unsupervised and did not alert law enforcement? Why, after being assaulted, did the caretaker leave the children there? Why weren't they charged? 3-year-old Dylan Ealer was playing in his grandmother's yard in Truro, Nova Scotia when he disappeared on May 6, 2020. His grandmother was momentarily distracted by her dog, which had to be put on a leash. When she turned back to talk to her grandson, he was gone. As soon as the grandmother called for help, there was a guy instantly at the brook, and there was nothing. No boots, no boy, nothing. Search and rescue teams found his boots nearby within hours of his disappearance along the bank of Leper Brook, which merges into the Salem River. The search initially focused on the Salem River. After almost a week of searching with no further trace of Dylan, police called off the search on May 12th. but his parents said they were not giving up hope because they think he was kidnapped, because the first witness on scene after his disappearance said he didn't see any boots. Truro police have said they don't believe there was foul play involved in the child's disappearance. Unfortunately, sometimes no matter how hard a parent tries, a child's life slips right through their hands. Dylan's parents still search frequently for him. Anyone with information that will lead to the recovery of Dylan is asked to call the Truro Police Department at 902-895-5351. 8-year-old Tyrese Price was with 4 other children as they were playing with a dog on a sandbar at Sharam Park in Gretna, Nebraska on the Platte River on June 11, 2020. The children were separated from Tyree's mom, and suddenly Tyree was reportedly swept away and was last seen approximately a mile to 3/4 of a mile downstream. Shelby County Sheriff's Department officers stated initial reports were that the child was holding onto a life jacket, but they do not believe one was properly secured on her. They found no evidence to support she was able to make it out of the water and felt she did not survive. But yet, there's no evidence stating she didn't survive either. Could she have survived and then someone could have taken her? Anything is possible when there's not a body. Anyone at the scene who may have witnessed what happened is asked to call 402-593-1593. No matter how all laws of physics and biology indicate no one could survive that, remember this old rule trumps all. Never count someone deceased unless you have the body in front of you, and in some cases, not even that. We cannot prevent all accidents from happening, but all accidents are not accidents, and in some cases, some accidents are not preventable because we have predators waiting in the shadows, just waiting for us to take our attention off our children for just a moment, and then they're never seen again. The administrators of the Missing Truth sends out our condolences to all the families. We know nothing can stop your pain, but know our prayers are with you. For further updates on any of these cases, subscribe to the Missing Truth to receive notifications. Like us and leave us a comment. If you have a family member or a friend that is missing and you feel their case has not received enough exposure, you can contact us at themissingtruth1@gmail.com or send us a private message on our Facebook page. Don't forget to like our page and join our private group. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Always remember, some sort of truth remains in a lie. Have a good night.